Righto, welcome back to the channel. I'm pulling the old wait for what's behind the door trick, but welcome back to the channel. My name is Jensen. I hope you're having a good day. In this episode, we get the new body sandblasted and primed. Now, I shouldn't say new body because it is as old as this body, but it is less rusty than that body. Before this video gets underway, I want to give a massive shout out to two YouTube channels that have got a lot more subscribers than myself, but I have to thank them for this, and that is Matt's Off-Road Recovery and Fabrats. If it weren't for them, the past week on YouTube wouldn't have happened at all. Because of them doing their LJ20 recovery series, my videos have been linked below, and I've started getting a lot more views than regular. Some even have gone upwards of 20,000 views. That's only one of my videos, but that is insane for me. So a big thank you to those two channels over in America. If you're watching this, I appreciate you guys, and if you need a hand with anything, I'm open for help. But the restoration continues. Stick around for the rest of the video to see what happens with this body, and we'll get into it. Cheers. Alright, so the body is now ready to be trucked off to the sandblasters. It was actually a lot easier than we expected to get it on the trailer, which was quite pleasant for us. We just used the wood and brought it up on the old Amarok wheels and tires. So yeah, it's on. It'll go off to the sandblasters. And yeah, I think I'll do a time lapse of from the car onto this, so you'll get to see that, what it's like towing the old U-Haul trailer coming in for us. But yeah, it's good. We're on the way. Alright, so as you just saw, we got the body back from sandblasting. I didn't get to film sandblasting because lockdown is now over in Melbourne, which means I now have to go back to school, which sucks for me, so I didn't get to film sandblasting nor priming it. We primed it ourselves, thanks to Dad for doing that for me. But our what was rust-free body is back, and it is yeah, it's not good, but there's a bright side to it, and I will talk about that when we show you all of the rust holes. Now, as far as bad sides go, this side is the worst of it, particularly this panel from here to here. So this, as you can see, is all really holy. There's not much strength to it, and it didn't look like it before. So what we had to deal with was this whole panel had been bogged up, and so that's why we couldn't see anything. If I look here, this hole there, and there's an even larger one of that on the other side, but there's all small holes like this throughout the whole entire car, which is a bit of a worry, but I'm not too concerned about it because of that bright side that I will mention too. Now, the rear panels haven't had that nice of a life. This all looked reasonably straight from what we were able to see, but again, all of this had been bogged over so that it would look as if it was straight, but in realness it's not straight. Then these corners here, we knew there were rust in these corners, so that's a little bit of a worry. Not really, but both of these corners on both sides have got holes like that and have got denting like this. I don't know the life that this body has had. All I know is that the previous owner bought it 14 years prior to us getting it, and all he did was buy it and let it sit. And when he bought it, it was rust free. He's very apologetic about it. I can completely understand. He didn't pay much attention to it, which is completely fine. Gives me something cool to do. But as far as the rear goes, it's not horrible. It's just small holes like this, and then all this dinting, which nothing a hammer can't fix maybe, or we'll see what we do with the rear here. And it is starting to rain, but yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. As far as the roof goes, the roof is mostly intact. He didn't get to sandblast the middle of the roof, because if I get my hand here, you can see how thin the metal is, and we didn't want to run the risk of him blowing holes through the roof. So just to be on the safe side, we didn't sandblast the roof. On this side, here's that large hole I was talking about. You can see it's fairly, I'm hoping it's not structural. If it is structural, that'll be bad. More little holes like this throughout here, and then this. But apart from that, this side is in reasonable health. This side only has this hole here on the inside, which I'm hoping again is not structural, but we'll have to see. Short rain delay, so I'll just show you a couple more holes here. So this hole here and then this hole here, both were covered up with silicone, and we thought they were just grommets or something, but turns out they're rust holes, which is always fun. But apart from really everything that I've showed you, it's better than the other body. If I walked over to the other body and showed you all of the rust holes, the amount that's structural, this is all mostly cosmetic. There's maybe 2 or 3 holes that could be structural, whereas in the other body, all the floors were missing, and it was just utter devastation in terms of rust. But this is repairable, and it'll be a lot cheaper to repair than that body, and that leads me into my next point. Alright, so I kept mentioning the bright side of things, and the bright side of things is I'm going to try fix this myself. I get to learn how to do this in my own time, and it'll be a pretty cool process, I think, to film and for you at home to watch. But in the very near future, I will be buying my first MIG welder. I will most likely be buying a Unimig Viper 120 kit, so it'll come with 0.8mm wire and everything I need to start getting into MIG welding. I've done a little bit of MIG welding at school in terms of guitar stands, just little things like that, so I have a little bit of prior experience with MIG welding. But this Unimig Synergic welder will be awesome, so that can do gasless and gassed, so I can run gasless wire, or I can run with the metal inert gas, whatever it's called. And so it'll be a really cool process to film, not only to film but also to learn, and I think it'll be good for you, the viewers at home, to watch somebody learn how to weld, and you can come along for the journey of fixing this more. That'll then lead into, I can make more and more custom parts for it. I could make my own bull bar, side steps, rock sliders, you name it, which I think would be really cool, and I really want to do that. And yeah, I think it'll enable me to do a lot more in terms of cool stuff with cars than what I already can do, because right now I'm limited. I can't do that much, but the second I start welding and fabricating my own parts, I think that'll further my building stuff and make this thing extra special, because I did most of it myself, and it is a lot cheaper. That's the main thing, is it's cheaper than getting all of these rust spots fixed. Now if I walk over to this body here, you can see that there is still good metal left in here, so this can be all cut out and be used as replacement parts, replacement panels. I can even take floor, not that floor, but some stuff here, but then really I'll most likely end up cutting chunks into where it's not too badly rusted on the roof and using that. If not, I'll get my own sheet of, I'm not actually sure what thickness this metal is, so if any of you at home are Suzuki experts and know a lot about these cars, please comment down below what thickness metal this is, if it's like 0.1 millimeter or something, so that I know what I'm welding with, because I don't want to blow holes, because that would suck. But there is a lot of replacement metal that can be used, so hopefully the main expense will be a MIG welder. Alright, so I know it was a pretty short and sharp video. I'm gonna try to start doing a video per week. That may not happen next week though, who knows. I'm gonna try to start putting more stuff out just because I can, and it'll give me a little bit of a challenge, and I like a challenge. But if you liked this video, like, comment and subscribe, you know what to do. I'll link to the playlist of this restoration, and we'll see you in another one.